Hello and welcome back to Football Manager once again. We are now here for the second leg of the semi-final against Real Madrid, and we know full well that if we do not lose and we don't concede more than a single goal, we're going to go through. They also know that, obviously, but they are an AI. They know everything. That's how things work. I've just realised at the end of the last video that we'd already played Real Madrid this season. I'd completely forgot about that fact. But we played them at the start of the Champions League campaign in the group stages, in which we drew with them 4-4. So we have previous with them. They also beat us 3-1 at the start of the group stages. But we are a much better side now than we were then, as I've probably mentioned a number of times. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last video, but just in case I didn't, Erdogan and Kelvin are both going. Enoch Saki is joining on a permanent deal. So is a Sam Watson, a central defender from Crystal Palace. We've also got a new centre-back from Germany being inquired about, as he is a 4.5-star potential 17-year-old who we could bring in and change to being English, or at least homegrown nation, so that wouldn't be too difficult. And other than that, I think everything else is the same, no big news, I believe. So let's get forward to the match against Real Madrid. I have decided in this game to put our strongest team forward, so we have Plazari in goal, Kelvin, Yola, Eduardo and Augusto in defence, Tommy Doyle and Iban Neto in the midfield, behind Nenad Jovanovski, Roberto Lopez, Yuri Nestorov and Louis Barry. On the bench we have Cengiz Yildirim, Anil Erdogan, Mateus, Ross Barkley, Titron Thomas, Axel Tuanzere and Stefan Tasic. Sajevic unfortunately has been an injury he received in the Chelsea game. He'll be out until after the Newcastle game, so he won't be in for not Newcastle game. What game am I thinking of? After the Watford game. My apologies. So I'll just quickly submit the team in, as it is effectively do or die at this point in time, given the state of the competition at the moment. We know that if we were to win this match, we will probably be in the biggest final that Millwall has ever played in, which of course is going to be rather important both financially for the club and to build a reputation as a club as well. And of course they're going to help us also bring in some more money for transfers for next season, should we actually make it to the final and possibly even do the completely unthinkable and win it. But let's now go to the dressing room, give the team talk. I'm just going to say that the media expects us to give a worthy display, and we can start the match knowing that if we do not concede, we win this round and we go through to the final. Throw in from Augusto, throw it to Neto, now to Doyle in the middle. Doyle looking up, gets it through the edge of the box, shoots, but saved by Courtois. An early effort by Tommy Doyle there. Not great, I'll admit. Could have done a lot better. Could have found possibly Barry up front or Lopez. But he did well enough to get forward for the shot. Doyle now actually has 18 assists to his name, as you probably saw in the last in the team selection screen, which I think is the highest ever at a Millwall player, this save file. So that's impressive. Camavinga now, the ball over the top for Dilrosun. Dilrosun gets the edge of the box inside now, shot but saved by Plazari. And that's the end of that highlight as well. So it's very oh hang on, I forgot to change this back. Match stats, there we go. Boston have made the playoffs for League One. I know you're probably sitting there thinking you've left them now, why do you keep going back to them? Because they were the first club, they were the original, they were the beginning of this series, and I want to make sure they continue to do well. And surprisingly, we're actually doing very well ourselves in this match. 10 shots to their 5, 7 on target to their 5, fairly comparable possession statistics. I'm very impressed with how well we are going in this match. Gusto now with a throw to Neto. Neto plays it to Doyle, now to Nestorov, back to Neto. Doyle now with the ball, plays it over the top looking for Jovanovski, doesn't find him. Yola now with the ball, plays it out wide to Kelvin. Kelvin plays it forward, Jovanovski back to Kelvin again. Kelvin looks to get forward with the ball but doesn't make it very far. Yuler now back all the way to Plizzari in goal. Now I'm not happy with that decision. I very rarely ever would want to see the ball played all the way back to the goalkeeper from there, but it seems to have worked out fine. NATO now with the ball. Runs it wide, gets to the edge of the box, now inside. Gets a shot, a cross into the box, and the header from Jovanovski is over the bar. Iban NATO, unsurprisingly, is the best player on the field currently. I'm not even going to deny that fact. He has played exceptionally well, and for some reason we managed to keep Real Madrid to just 5 shots, which is rather impressive on my part, if I must admit. Now then, I'm going to passionately say that I'm very happy with the performance so far, because I am genuinely very impressed. I'm going to hand over to the assistant for the other bit, and I know what 3 substitutions I'm probably going to make at this point, and it's not going to be Doyle. I'm going to demand more from the team for the current state, and on the 60th minute I'm going to take off 3 players, all in one go. Doyle now with a free kick into the box, swings it over the top, met by the head of Eduardo, but he's offside. So it still remains at a single goal apiece on aggregate. Doyle's ball over the top, he was offside by looking at that line, which is unfortunate, of course, knowing Eduardo is clearly our best header of the ball, especially as a defender. And as promised, on the 61st minute really, we're going to bring off every attacking midfielder we have. Jovanovski for Tasic, Lopez for Barkley, and Nestorov for Yildirim. Now, we have probably severely weakened the attacking force for this team, but it's going to keep them very fresh, and also is replacing 3 players who were not doing very well. Now, knowing that, of course, Real Madrid probably going to think, well, they've taken some of their best players off, replaced them with some poor ones. Free kick from Real Madrid over the top, found by Augusto, back now to Eduardo. Now Augusto again, back to Plizzari. That's a more acceptable pass back to the goalkeeper it was in our own half. Plizzari plays the ball back forward to Augusto. Now Eduardo, in the middle for Yuler now, for the Doyle. Yuler over the top finds Tasic. Tasic holding the ball up, now trying to run into the middle, finds Iban NATO. Back now to Doyle. Doyle forward to Tasic again. Tasic runs it forward to the edge of the Real Madrid box, but again a very poor shot, caught by Courtois. I'm asked for some creativity now going into the last 15 minutes of this match. And if I'm honest with you, I'm happy with a 0-0 draw at home, because it means we go through. But knowing that the last game was a very, very late goal to win the match, well, not to win it, to draw the match I should say, there could be another late goal today that could win the match. Plizzari, long kick forward, finds Tasic. Tasic looking up, plays the ball over the top, trying to find Yildirim, finds him. Now NATO. NATO to the edge of the box, gets a pass to Kelvin. Kelvin to the edge, shoots, but it's off the post and away by the defenders. That's a very unusual position for Kelvin to be found in. Corner kick from Doyle. Swings it into the near post, but headed away by Eder Militao. Now Louis Barry, with one hell of a strike, finds the top corner of the goal in one hell of an effort, and in the 87th minute could very well have just sealed Millwall's travel to the Champions League final. And that is specifically why I put Louis Barry outside the box for corner kicks, because he has one hell of a right foot. And after 89 minutes, after 90 minutes, we have managed to pull off a coup d'etat at the Den, and we have knocked out Real Madrid. Both Spanish giants are now out of the Champions League final, and Millwall are doing far better than I ever thought they would with me at the helm. I thought I'd be here for maybe 2-3 years, move on to someone like Liverpool, Man United, maybe even a mid-table Premier League side. Millwall would fall back down the leagues, and it would go back to being normal again. clearly something has changed with this side, and clearly this side is rather impressive. So the final is at the Puskás, this arena in Hungary. It seats 68,000 people, which is about 3 times as many as the Slovak or Slovenian ground we went to in the Europa League last season, but that's fine. Let's have a quick look at the Europa League. Where was the final? It was... oh, it was St. Petersburg. Oh no, it was the Europa Super Cup, wasn't it? Yeah, the European Super Cup was in the Ljubljana in Slovenia. But I could not be happier with the result. Tosh and OB managed to get a 1-0 win over Wealdstone. Wait, where is Swindon Town? I did not realise they were in the National League again. I thought they were in League 2. Clearly I was wrong. But they managed to beat Wealdstone with a 1-0 win and have got through to the semi-final of the playoffs. So that's rather impressive. Obviously Hereford winning that National League, also very impressive. And we have managed to completely surprise everyone. 25 shots to 11. You would never expect to see that in real life. And Millwall have booked a place to the final of the Champions League. And apparently, supposed rivalry doesn't exist. I don't remember there being a rivalry, but what have you. And we have now received £10.5 million. I'm rather impressed. I think you would agree that you would be too. And apparently we've also qualified for the Club World Championships, which happen on the 18th of May, is when the draw is, and the games will begin the 18th of June. So I will be showing that, of course. Doyle could do with a rest, and he won't be playing in Watford or Liverpool's games, so I'm going to suggest resting him for a week. Well, I'll suggest resting for the next game, either way. And Barry on form with one hell of a strike to score the winning goal against Real Madrid. And so now we have to do 4 matches to end this season off with. We'll have the Manchester United Newcastle fixture, and the Leicester and either Liverpool or Manchester United in the final. This is the first All-England final since 2023 in the game, and in real life, well, not including the Liverpool-Tottenham one, would have been all the way back in 2007-8. So, until we play Manchester United on the 12th of May, I bid thee adieu, goodbye.